to the channel. Today we're bringing you a track guide for week 8 of the Formula Vee Rookie Series at Virginia International Raceway North Course. It's a great track, a little bit of everything. It's got some technical sections, some drafty sections. So today we'll go through a full track run at full speed, then we'll break it down corner by corner, and then we might cover some of the racing strategies related to the track that you can use in the race next week. We launched this straight from the schedule, so conditions should be very similar to the race. We haven't adjusted the car in any way, so default brake bias. Although do note, we did do this a little earlier in the session, so the tyres were a little bit colder, which may have given us a little bit of extra time. So if you're a little bit slower than this, don't stress it too much. But if you're within about 0.3 to 0.4 seconds of it, you're going to be looking pretty good for the races next week. So let's get into it.
So here we are coming down the main straight, hanging on the right hand side. We're going to slowly drift across to the left after the finish line, and we're looking for between the 1 and 2 markers. So the last 2 markers on the left hand side, coming up right about there. Hit the brakes pretty hard, swing it in, hit that apex, use a little bit of the curb, let it drift a little bit, but you don't want to go too wide here, almost like a double apex, and bring it back across. Now we're coming into turn 2, we're going to go about mid-track, let it drift out to the right, big lift to get the car rotated, clip some of that curb and use everything you've got out the right hand side, and then a hard brake into the left-hander, minimizing scrubbing, cutting a little bit of curb, don't take too much there, it'll be an off track, and then trying to keep it as straight as we can through the S's down here onto the back straight. Next one's going to be a right-hander at the end of the straight, and we're gonna, there's no real marker on the left-hand side for this, but generally just before you can see the little shack on the left, hit those brakes, turn in a little bit late, use all the track out to the left, and then line it up, and again through these S's, keeping it straight as possible, losing as little scrubbing as you can get, following the track around, cutting those curbs a little bit, and then we come up to the big right-hander. Now just before the line starts, we hit the brakes, cut that curb a little bit, cut the curb on the left a little bit, flat to the floor now, all the way, or not quite all the way, getting as far to the left as we can here, big lift to bring it round, touch the curb on the right, keep it on the inside as much as possible, usually about mid-track there is pretty good, straighten it up and keep on that right hand side. And that is the run around the track. You will get a lot of draft as you come in here to the finish line, so watch that when you're in the race, and there's that lap. And that gives us a nice lap time at 1:41.118. Like I said, cold tyres, so you might be a little bit slower than that, but if you're within sort of 0.3, 0.4 of that, you're looking pretty good. Alright, so let's break it down a little bit. Once again, we're coming down the main straight, staying to the right hand side. At this point in a race, you'd be watching for those cars coming zooming up behind you, trying to get the finish line before you, or getting into the corner next to you. We are moving across to the left. As I said, we're looking for between the 1 and 2 markers, so right about there. That is your nice little braking point. You want to get pretty heavy on the brakes, up to sort of 90%, trail it off, get right over to the right hand side, double apex it, and line up for the next corner. That brings us up to turn 2. Again, we start mid-track, we let it drift out to the right. We're looking for about 2 car lengths, or car length and a half. Big lift, about 30-20% to get that car rotated into that corner. And then we're going to be looking to cut that curb on the inside, go as wide as we can, use all that track, keep the speed up as much as we can. And we got turn 3. We're going to brake about here, about 50 to 60% on the brakes, trailing it off, and then keeping it nice and tight through that corner, clipping a little bit of curb, keeping it as straight as possible through the S's, and getting our run down here on the back straight. Now we're coming down the back straight, keeping it as straight as possible, prepping ourselves for the big uphill right-hander. We're getting over to the left, and we're looking for that mark about a car length and a half before that shack to get on the brakes, about 60 to 70%, using all the track out to the left. There is a lot of space out there that you can use. And then just trying to keep it as nice and smooth through these S's as possible, heading up the hill and getting ready for our next big right-hander. You can see we're staying as far to the left as we can, right before, there you go, you can just see just before that white line starts, hit those brakes, bring it round to the right, and again we're just following all this through the S's and keeping it as minimal scrubbing as possible. And that brings us to the last corner. We want to be as far left as we can, and we're looking for this spot right about here, and a big lift, pretty much right off the accelerator to get the turn in on the car, and then we want to try and clip the curb on the inside there, and keep it as far right as we can. Come out about mid-track is pretty good here, and then move across to the right of the end straight just to keep it the track as short as possible, watching out for all those cars that are drafting up to you as you come up to the finish line up here. They will be coming up you hard, so just watch yourselves and across the line. And that is a turn-by-turn of that old track. Now, a couple of things to bear in mind from a strategy point of view. Turn one's always tricky. There'll be a lot of people drafting up and you're trying to get on your inside, trying to get on your outside. Generally, inside lines will get you around the fastest. You'll get a better exit. So if you can get over to that right-hand side, stay on that right-hand side if they're drafting up on you to get round turn one, you'll be looking pretty good. The second big moving point is the uphill right-hander. Good to practice that, practice offline, because again, with that straight, they'll draft up on you, get next to you. Again, on that one, inside line generally is the fastest, not by much, but if you can stay on the inside there, you're looking pretty good. That last corner before you come into that last main straight, that's the big one. They're going to get a lot of draft as they're coming down that straight. You need to hit that corner perfectly. If there's one corner you want to practice over and over again, that is the one. So I strongly recommend that. And then down that straight, just stick to that right-hand side. Try and break draft if you've got the room. Don't do it if they're too close to the back of you. But that should get you around that track and battling pretty good. Hope that helps you, and I'll see you on the track next week.